In the summer of 2023, two brothers, Samuel and Ignatius Derriere, were vacationing in Transylvania. One day, they spied an armadillo, a creature not indigenous to Europe. I know, who's zooming who? They followed the animal as it scurried into a hidden cave, and there in clay jars, the brothers found some of the oldest recordings ever known. On wax cylinders and 8-tracks, the voices spoke of lost love, ruthless enemies, and a prince of darkness who once made the world tremble. The brothers soon realized they had discovered the audio diary of Dracula. In what is believed to be the only recordings of Dracula's actual voice, experts have pieced together a story centuries old. A story that seems to continue today.
Dracula's Winkee. It's the fate of a very small thing. Dracula's Winkee.
Episode 2. All paranormal and no romance makes Drac a dull boy.
Nightmares. Is there any anxiety more frightening, more suffocating than being tortured by your own subconscious? Or perhaps it's a dimensional hell you tumble into during the sleep your body needs to survive. Nightmares. Daymares that are even scarier because they happen at night. What the hell? Who wrote this? You, Bryce? People are awake during a daymare. No, not the same thing. If you take a nap, that would still be a nightmare because you are asleep. Research, then write. Well, I accept your okay boomer reply and apologize for making you tear up. Please stop. If it makes you feel any better, I'm only here because a judge said so. I am your narrator, Chardonnay Waffle Hut, and I have transitioned from drinking in my car to bringing the bottle in with me. Cognac. Say it with me, Bryce. Cognac. Hand me your cup. Let the healing begin. Wait. You know what? Chardonnay Waffle Hut does not need a script. In our premiere episode, Dracula and his lover, Gretchen Von Stroodlehymen, found themselves surrounded by the Vampire King's sworn enemies, the secret sisterhood of the divine traveling Yayas, and their mofo superior, Sister Agnes.
Kill them! Destroy Satan's bullhunk and his disease-ridden trollop! Erase them, my holy badass sisters!
Gretchen's kick unlocked the Alpha Nun's chastity belt, allowing Dracula to drill for natural ass in Hoo-Ha Valley.
Blah! You want some of this? Blah!
But Gretchen knew retreat was the better strategy.
Dracula, we cannot waste this opportunity. We must escape now. Schnell, my lover.
The daring duo disappeared down an alley, and Sister Agnes lost her shit.
Don't let them get away, sisterhood! Bring me their heads!
What happened next cast a perpetual curse that infected Dracula's sleep. A nightmare. And that's how you come full circle, children. Before you retort medicine, know at one time I knew all of your grandmothers. I spilled so much seed you should probably call me Papa. Musical cue. Deep in the darkness of a forgotten basement, a scream escaped from the inside of a coffin.
Gretchen!
Dracula woke from his brief slumber, for even in dreams filled with danger, he could rest easy knowing she was by his side. She was his greatest happiness. She was his worst mistake. And she was the keeper of his Winkee. He felt his crippled heart beat once, and it hurt like a son of a bitch. It was the only time he experienced pain anymore, except for when he plopped down too fast and sat down on his own low-hanging fruit. Squash the Nad Brothers. Splash land on your go-go gadgets. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. Scrotums. I'm glad we could spend this time together. Dracula's black heart clutched a single beat once more, but this time he embraced the torture. Sleep would not come back this morning. Perhaps he would sit with Juan, his only true friend. The Prince of Darkness glided into the living room and stared. There was an armadillo on the couch. It looked up at him. Its little nose twitched.
Is Svengoolie over?
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. I can run again. Or I had Chud. Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
I know they chud, you armored gopher. I've had them 3 years in a row on our secret Santa swap.
Exhausted, Dracula sat down next to Juan. Juan the armadillo. Okay! It's time for our Dracula's Winkee Fun Fact!
Although I starred as a supporting character in the original Dracula film with Bela Lugosi, my part was cut down to a cameo due to creative differences. Supposedly, armadillos don't live in Transylvania. So much for diversity, am I right? I now only appear for like a minute when Renfield first shows up at the castle. It's true, look it up, kids.
This has been a Dracula's Winkee Fun Fact. I'm kidding, I'm serious, I mean that. Thank you, my dear friend. Ladies and gentlemen, legendary TV legend Sparky Guidonian. Hold your applause to the end of the program. Juan knew his buddy was in a bad place, void of hope, and not adapting well to a changing world. He ran off to the foyer. Dracula checked his latest Facebook posting. Still only 2 likes. It didn't help that all of his selfies were blank. Juan scurried back with a stuffed mailbag.
Want to get out of your funk? Look at this, full of letters from women of every country, all wanting one thing from you, a night of hot supernatural passion.
He dumped the sack, covering the couch with hundreds of envelopes and cards. Dracula reluctantly picked up a letter from the pile.
This is from the American Red Cross.
Juan snatched it away. He quickly looked for others that didn't fit the cheerful agenda.
Okay, a few are junk mail, but like 99% are from fans, lady fans. Since the paranormal romance boom, books, TV series, movies, even more popular than ever.
That's not a good thing. They've changed the rules. Once, we were the most evil and feared creatures in history. Now they've turned us into brooding prom dates and shaved underwear models. Women slap fangs on any piece of fantasy man-meat and say,
I'm so in love with that boy next to me in biology. He's so cute. But also a 1,000-year-old vampire.
you would think after 1,000 years you'd make it easy on yourself and just homeschool Edward.
Regardless of how many really bad writers had destroyed centuries of vampire lore, to wedge you into their stupid fantasies, the fact is women want you. Today.
The Prince of Darkness wildly gestured to his groin like Joe Cocker at a urinal.
How, Juan? How?
The armadillo sat silent as Dracula threw letters into the air. Juan had heard this speech too many times, so he just reached into his bag of Funyuns. It was better to let his buddy vent.
In order for a man to achieve an erection, a penis needs blood flow. That's something vampires have a little trouble with. Sure, in my younger days, food was plentiful. I could drink more than my fill. Every day was Happy Penis Day. But in the past few decades, humans have polluted their blood. They all taste like drive-thru meals, pumpkin spice and Ozempic. I've tried jazzercise.
Dracula's frustration was thicker than ego on a Donald Trump Kanye West sandwich. 6 centuries old, he looked like he was 50. The damage was done, and the first to fall was his once mighty Winkee. There was nothing worse than young naked women wanting the ultimate taboo, hot vampire boinkings, and offering them nothing but the flaccid junk of a mega boomer Romeo. After a century of simply grinding against women and relying on hypnosis to drive them wild, how long had it been since the Lord of the Undead had ejaculatory satisfaction of his own? Well, the answer would be a century. It's written right there. I just said it.
And the worst part is vampires are room temperature. That's reality. These women have no logical idea what they're fantasizing about.
Blah, blah. All I can offer is a cold, shriveled Winkee.
Are you mocking me?
Was the fact that I just killed a bag of salt and onion flavored cornmeal rings too subtle?
He licked the last of the Funyuns off his little armadillo fingers. Juan opened a letter that caught his attention.
You know what I think? I think you need to get out of here. How long has it been since you left Transylvania? Forever, right?
You know why I can't leave. I have enemies. I can sense them, waiting for me to step out of the sanctuary of my homeland. The accursed Van Helsing family. Legendary vampire hunters like Abby Ninja and Carlos de Carlos. The secret sisterhood of the divine traveling yayas. Kajagogo.
They broke up. Now there's only Goo Goo.
Juan discreetly shoved the open letter into his empty Funyun bag. A death threat from 200 of Dracula's enemies, signed with their official seal, a thumbs-up smiling Jesus emoji.
Gugu is no threat alone, but still, even if I did leave, where would I go?
America. You've never been to the New World. Think of all the adventures, and your enemies wouldn't expect you to go so far away. You would fly right over their heads.
That is true, and I do have a few allies who have made a life in America. I don't know, Juan.
Plus, I did a Google search last night. America has zero prejudice, so all cultures and races live in total harmony. That gives you a large variety of ladies to choose from. And my research shows almost every woman under the age of 25 is still a virgin. But as one posting on something called Grindr said, willing to learn.
Dracula's eyebrow raised, and for the briefest of seconds, he felt something else raise as well.
Well, hello.
His interest, you perverts! God, I can't even!
What do they eat?
That's the beautiful part. Anything they want. Because the pharmaceutical companies have a pill to fix every problem. So all of America is in perfect health.
Deep down, Dracula knew Juan was right. Transylvania had turned into a tomb, not a kingdom. He felt as claustrophobic as a dwarf standing in the middle of a fat-ass monthly meeting. That would have to change, or what was the purpose of being immortal?
America. I must think on this.
Here's the other thing. Let's face the kaiju in the room. You and me. We both know the source for a lot of your torture. You haven't been the same since the night.
Tread wisely, weasel.
London, Germany, France, Westeros. Any place you go around here will only remind you of...
Do not speak her name.
I wasn't going to say it. The narrator was.
Gretchen!
Next time on Dracula's Winkee!
The Prince of Darkness wrestles with his travel plans. A new village virgin offers a distraction. And of course, the only woman to break Vlad's black heart, Gretchen.
Stop saying her name!
Gretchen! Brought to you by our sponsor, Christian Tingle. the dating app for finding someone with equally pure standards, someone you can just beget the hell out of till Sunday morn. Christian Tingle, your booty call from heaven.
I'm going to bed.
Gretchen! Dracula's Winkee, the podcast series, is copyrighted by Gregory L. Hall. Written, produced, and directed by Gregory Hall and Griffin Hall. The Dracula's Winkee theme song is written, performed, and recorded by the godfather of goth rock, Bobby Style. All of the music is public domain. Now behave yourself, or Chardonnay Waffle will date your mama.
It's the failure of a very small thing. Dracula's.